At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back. With Mr. Dennis Amakri here. He's a retired director of SSS and a security consultant these days. And we have or had in Abuja Salihu Lukman. Mr. Lukman is Director General Progressive Governors Forum. And then, these technical things, they do that sometimes. It sort of dropped on us. And so that's why we haven't been able to touch base with Mr. Salihu Lukman, who started the program with us. He was supposed to be with us right through, just to explain that. But while we're still making all those efforts, we'll continue. So Dennis, just before we went on break, I was saying that it seems like a straightforward matter. Nigerian Army is no pushover. They can do it if they want to, is our thinking, the thinking of most civilians. So why have they not been able to take out Boko Haram?
Like I told you, Nigerian Army, or the military, Nigerian military, is one of the best in Africa. But we have some issues. And again, you will see that it is also still the penetration of politics into the military that is causing this. When you look at it, our military is able to do all kinds of things when they are outside the country, but when we come in there, we have a problem. One, equipment. Our equipments are not new. They've been able to buy some new ones, even aircrafts, and stuff like that to use, but we lack equipment as we should get.
Okay.
Our budget for defense is very low. Even Angola, who we produce more money than, spends more money on defense than we do.
Okay.
Then, when you don't have all these things, the major issue now among military people is morale.
Okay.
Our morale is very low.
One moment, I'm going to come back because Mr. Babangida in Adamawa came online. Good morning, Mr. Babangida.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Uncle Yoru, good morning. Good morning to your guest, who
Mr.
is sitting very close to you.
Yes.
Good morning.
Uncle Yori, let me tell you, let's tell ourselves the truth. Nigerian Army are trying, but let me tell you, we have short of manpower. We are just deceiving ourselves. Count all the securities in Nigeria, including police and army. What is their population? What is the population of this country? We are just deceiving ourselves, Uncle Yori. Today, if you want to serve this country, if there is recruitment in soldiers, if you want to enter, Uncle Yori, they will collect bribe from you. You want to serve your own country, you have to pay. You want to serve your own country, you have to pay. We are just deceiving ourselves. We keep on recruiting soldiers. Otherwise, I am telling you, Uncle Yori, we are going nowhere.
Wow.
If you like, carry American jeep or airplane, you come and bring it in Nigeria. We cannot win this war. We should recruit soldiers.
Okay.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. And I'll say an amen to that, Mr. Babangida. Yes.
What he has just said is very, very true. The whole police in Nigeria is not up to 400,000.
Some say 350.
The whole military, that's Navy, Air Force, and the Army, are about 310,000. Let's say 350. Then when you add other people like immigration, custom, and everything, you will find out that the whole total number, DSS, everything together, is not up to 1 million. And we're 200 million people. And we don't have enough. And then we are not funded enough. So how do you expect these people to, create magic?
So what you're saying, or what I'm understanding from what you're saying is that we have the structure of an army, but we don't have an actual army. We can have all the structures, we got all of that, but in terms of all these things, you spoke about funding, you've spoken about equipment, Mr. Babangida spoke about personnel.
Yes.
All of those things are not at an adequate level to do a sterling job.
Yes.
Seems to be what you're saying.
Yes.
Mazi Okoroafo, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sir Yori.
Yeah.
Good morning, I guess.
Good morning.
There's something I just discovered, though, which I just suggest if the government can make use of it. Kano State government closed school because of insecurity. Now, if we start closing schools based on what happened in Kankara, that means we are now dancing to the tune of the Boko Haram boys.
That's what Dennis said.
For Nigeria as a country. So there is need for schools. At least, I think this this is that they say the federal government and National Assembly want to approve. There is need for schools to take care of their school. That's what I mean. The community where the schools are, let them provide their own security. But now you see the boys that escaped. Thank God for what they're going to. Now, I will advise the government. Those boys should not be exposed. What I mean by exposed, to be filmed by any other international organization or media houses or Nigerians, so that the government can see them. At least interview them one by one. That's in the camera form. That's document it. And from there, they can now gather, within 24 hours, they can do that, gather the information, intelligence report, and work on it. Now, my now was in Niger. Nigerian security men, they carried what do they call it, plane, and brought it. Now, I was expecting the security to at least go there on that the road where those boys will take them are monitored. Because those boys, I can't imagine a group of people, whether Siwa or Boko Haram, be threatening a government, be threatening the military, be threatening air force. Now, I've been saying, I've been asking that we see a lot of display on the television about the Nigerian air force, the equipment we have. What are we doing? We talk about drone. What are we doing? I think there was a time they told us that they have a staff that have been trained to make use of the drone. What are we doing? This is the job that the drone could have done at least by that. We could have gathered information. If it meant circling them, they cannot escape. When they escape, at least there's what they call the fuming. You feel better. Everybody is sleeping. You do your job and go away. But we talk too much, we don't implement it. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day, Lagos. God will save us from this country.
Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafor, because it's so unfortunate because what he's suggesting in there, and other people are also indicating, is very much the way the rest of our life is. When we build houses, we have to build roads to the houses, we have to sink boreholes, we have to buy generators, we have to get solar. Now they're saying our security self. You better start thinking.
No, this particular one that he said is even already should be in existence. I told you about the Safe School Initiative. The Safe School Initiative has been on. $10 million have been allocated to it.
But it's dead now.
No, but why is it dead? Because you see, we are supposed to create community security group that will take care of every school. Every school. So if that is already existing, why are we not pursuing it?
Well, again, that's the problem, because you're saying some really mind-blowing things, and it's probably been obvious to those who are in the know. When you just looked at when you just gave the ratio of all the security personnel, hardly a million. Hardly a million. And here we are with 200 million. I don't know what the right ratio is, but the complaint has come back again and again that we don't have enough. Babangida,
defense budget. Look at our defense budget.
Exactly. Babangida, who called in from Adamawa. And then the defense budget.
Of course.
You spoke about that. So that's why I said that we have what looks like the structure, but people put pillars, let the column stand. Well, that's a work in progress, apparently. And in the midst of it, there is confusion galore. I am the one suggesting that, because look at all the security outfits that you lined. I know that's going to be a nightmare. A nightmare of organization.
Yes.
And so I wouldn't blame anybody if they just looked away and said, "Oh, this intelligence self," because there's no how one won't contradict the other. So we're beginning to see some of the complexities, and people say it's not fair. Don't be comparing us with the West. But in spite of the much, much bigger size of the intelligence community in the U.S., there's the CIA, there's the FBI, and so many other ones that ordinary people don't know about. Yet it seems that they don't have a problem organizing their information so that it's useful when needed. Mistakes happen now and again, but they quickly get back on the matter, and within 48 hours, probably, they're able to tell you something.
Yeah, when you look at even smaller countries, we don't have to, compare ourselves with the US.
Yes.
Compare yourself to Ghana. And you find out that things are going on very well. When things are going on very well in any country...
We're talking about the security and intelligence community.
Yes, of course. When things are going on well, because security does not produce any kind of product that is tangible. You only know it when things are going on smoothly.
Okay, let me take another break. I'll be right back. Stay with us, please.
At TVISA News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVISA News, first with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back. Just to say again, we lost the connection we had to Mr. Salihu Lukman, Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum. But we have with us Mr. Dennis Amakri. And what we've been having, what for me has been something of a disturbing conversation, because it's like I'm being confronted with the facts as they are, that look, much as our boys are doing, there's still a heck of a lot more that can be done, if not for certain circumstances, some of which you've touched upon. And so it seems to me that what you're saying, but that's why Mr. Salihu Lukman was so valuable, because he said, look, I'm a civilian, I'm not a professional, I just want to sleep safely. And because of that, it's known around the world, somebody, and that's why we're immensely proud of our men in uniform, somebody somewhere is manning a post, is why I am able to sleep properly, And to now hear that, well, there are precious few of those guys to be manning those posts that we all need indispensably. Let me hear it from Mr. George. Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning to Mr. Makri.
Yes.
Good morning.
Uncle Yori, I tried to reach you yesterday when this subject came up.
Okay.
I couldn't succeed. I personally am flabbergasted, let me just use that word, why we should be debating whether to rescue these children or not. Uncle Yori, if the son of a governor or a minister was among those children, there will be no debate whether they should be rescued or not. By now, they will have rescued those children. There is apathy on the part of government on this matter. If the governor of Katsina State says they have reached out to me and they are asking for, even if they are asking for 1 billion, let them give them and bring those children back. After all, whatever the hoodlums are asking for is not up to what they steal from one MPA in a month that all of us are suffering. We are talking about 330 human beings, not 330 chickens. So, please, let somebody who knows the president, because they will not allow him to listen to a program like this, let somebody tell him that we elected Buhari as our president, not Malawi. Okay. Buhari wants to, he was invited to the National Assembly by those who are representatives of the people, and his minister, who he appointed, is telling him that he should not go, after he had already agreed to go. I feel ashamed that this kind of thing should be happening in my country.
Yeah.
Let the security, we should be talking about solution now. First and foremost, the president must rescue those children today. If it is 10 billion naira they are looking for, he must look for that money and give them and bring those children back.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George.
And governor doesn't mean that they should not be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George, and registering your outrage, as many Nigerians indeed are as well. Well, the government has been known to do that.
But we should not be doing that. There should be zero tolerance on ransom payment. Because, you see, that's why this thing continued, right from Chibok girls.
But
you pay them, they get more money, they buy more arms, they come and fight you again.
Yeah, but people will say out there that that's all right for an intelligence officer, a security officer, a security or anybody to say, but when it's their beloved daughter or child, then a whole different paradigm.
That's the point. Whether it is the child of the president that is there, we should not pay. We should strengthen our military and police force to track them down.
You know what?
Because that's what should happen. Let us discourage them from continuing this nonsense venture We cannot allow them to be going ahead, taking money, drinking, and then, you know, buying arms and coming to disturb
But we're not
Nigerians.
dealing with the fear of a lot of people who would otherwise subscribe to your idea is that we're not dealing with a bunch of reasonable guys here. These guys have demonstrated that they do not value human lives. And just to make a statement, people are not just ready to take them on simply because they're loonies.
We have to take them
they're
on.
loonies.
These are the same loonies that the Americans came here and with the help of Nigeria security, released the guy. Same loonies.
So
we should deal with them for what they are. No more money.
That's the professional, proper attitude.
Yes.
Our last caller this morning is, I didn't hear properly. Peter. Good morning, Peter, calling in from Benue State.
Yes, good morning, Uncle Yuri, and good morning, our guest, Mr. Dennis from the house there.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Good, thank you. Uncle Yuri, you remember yesterday I called in the program.
Yes.
And I said, you look at what Mr. President did on the video that was all over, that the president had time to visit his farm and could not have time to visit the scene where the children were kidnapped. And I made the last comment there by saying, Mr. President has turned his back on Nigerians. And I'm repeating that said. What do I mean by saying so? We Nigerians voted Mr. President as a general, thinking that he knows what it takes to win a war. And today, he has allowed the slap. We start speechless to question whether is he truly a general or what it is.
That he certainly is.
He cannot give order.
He certainly is a retired general.
He cannot give. Then why is it taking him time to give order to these his security chiefs? Do this, I say this, and then you remember the last time, for example, in Benue, when they give order to the former IG to come to Benue and the IG could not come, what did he do?
Okay, thank you very much, Peter.
Why every day.
I hear you. I hear you, and indeed you have registered the point. Thank you very much. And Peter, yeah, I recognize that you did go back to that PR gaffe. A lot of people thought that it was not the most sensitive of pictures if you see Mr. President in that circumstance at this particular time.
Yes.
But what is the solution to this unending cycle, so much so that people are closing down, and you said that, you know, that's not your favorite thing to do, but people are closing down schools. So what do we do? Because Zamfara and Jigawa that have indeed closed down between them 10 schools, it's because they don't have any other defense. We don't know.
Strengthen our police. Strengthen our police. They already training.
Is that in the medium term or in the long term?
Even in the short term.
Okay.
You know, they are training a SWAT team right now.
Yeah.
You know, send them out to practice. You know, strengthen the police. Get the army out to go and do all other territorial things. But strengthen the police.
Okay.
And then when these boys come to either kidnap people, the first 48 hours is very, very essential.
Very, very.
The defense minister said that they know where they are. The governor said they shoot them. And then you relax. Pursue them, and then, of course, don't give them any breathing space. Because we cannot be playing...
Where's the men to do that?
Oh, yeah, well, when you are having an election, where do you get all the policemen to go for an election with 300 policemen? Do it, okay? That's what we should be doing.
Mr. Dennis Amakre, we're going to have to leave this for the moment here. This is an unending conversation because unfortunately it's security, and that goes on and on in our beloved country. Thank you very much for coming and
Thank you very much for
on the intelligence aspect of it. Okay, so that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yuri Folani. Bye-bye for now.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.